Okay, so for our first example, we're going to look at a to the 2x plus y times a to the 3y plus z. So this one's pretty easy. We know we're just going to be adding the powers since we've got an a here and an a here. So we're going to have a to the 2x, and then we've got a y here and a y here. So adding those up, we've got plus 4y, and then we've only got a z here. So we've got a to the 2x plus 4y plus z. Okay, this time we've got x to the a times x to the b, all to the power of x squared. So I've tried to make this as awkward as possible, but again, we're just going to remember our index laws and we'll be fine. Okay, so first we're going to work inside the bracket. We're going to want x to the a times x to the b. So we've got, they're both x, so we simply add the powers. So we're going to have x to the a plus b, and then we're going to have to the x squared. And again, we're raising it to the power of x squared. So all we need to think about is we're just multiplying a plus b by x squared. So it's literally just going to be x to the x squared a plus b. And we can leave it in that form. And that's as much as we can simplify it. Okay, this one's a little bit more spicy. We've got a to the 2b times a to the x b squared all cubed. And so this one's a little bit more challenging because inside the brackets we've got two things, and they don't really mix. So, but if it helps, we can rewrite this as a to the 2b. We'll leave that here, and then this cube just means that we're timesing this by itself 3 times. So we'll have a to the x b squared times a to the x b squared. Sorry, we've ran out of room here. I'm just going to write it here. I hope you understand. Times a to the x b squared. And so rewriting that again, we know how to do it when we've got multiplication. We just add the powers. So we'll just focus on the a's for now. We've got x plus x plus x. That's 3x. And then the b's, we've got b squared times b squared times b squared. That's 2 plus 2 plus 2. That's b to the 6. And, you know, we didn't have to do that because we can see up here that we're just going to be timesing the x by 3 and the 2 by 3. But I've shown you why that works. Just like if you had, I don't know, let's say you had, let me work down here for a second. Let's say you had 2a squared. That's 2a times 2a, so it's 4a squared. And that is just 2 squared times a squared. So we can see that even though we've got two things in the brackets that don't really mix with each other, the principle's the same. We're squaring both of them. And that's what we've done up here, is we've done them individually, term by term. We've done a to the x cubed times b squared cubed. And we've got a to the 3x, b to the 6. Okay, now that we've done that, we can work on the final step, which is multiplying this, a to the 3x times b to the 6 times a to the 2b. And what we're going to have to do, imagine this was just an a. Imagine the 2b wasn't there. We would do a to the 3x plus 1. Or imagine if this was an x. We'd have a to the 4x times b to the 6. And the reason we do that is because there's no b here. B is going to stay the same, and we're going to multiply the a's together. It really is that simple. It's going to be a to the 2b plus 3x, and then b to the 6 is going to stay the same. Okay, this time we're going to ramp it up even more. We've got x to the y times y to the x squared, and then all of that to the power of 1 over x. And so remember what we just did and what we've learned. This looks a bit scary, but we can do it, all right? So imagine if we had a squared to the power of 1 over x. That just equals, we're timesing them together because we're raising it to the power. We're going to have a to the 2 over x. Okay, and that's what we've got here. But instead of a, we've got x to the y, y to the x. So we're going to have that equals x to the y, y to the x. Timesing them together, we're going to get 2 to the x. 2 over x. Let me rub this out. And then from there, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply each term by 2 over x. We're not multiplying the terms, we're multiplying the powers, okay? Multiplying the terms would be 2x to the y or whatever. But we're going to multiply the powers. So y times 2 over x, we can't simplify that anymore. It's just going to be 2y over x. And then times y to the x to the power of 2 over x. The x's are going to cancel. We're just going to have y squared. Okay, because x times 2 over x is 2. So that's where that's come from. Okay, final example. We've got a to the x cubed, b to the y squared, all to the power of x squared plus y. So firstly, inside the brackets, we've got an a and a b, so we can't simplify that anymore because they're different terms. So we're going to have to leave it like that. So we're going to go straight to looking at the power. So just like when we had 2a cubed, that just equals 2 cubed times a cubed. It's going to be the same thing here. We're going to focus on one term at a time. So we'll start with focusing on the a. We'll have a to the x cubed. And since we're raising it to the power of x squared plus y, we're multiplying the powers. So we're going to have a to the x cubed multiplied by x squared plus y. And then looking at the b, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have b, I'm going to rub this out to give me some more room. We're going to have b, just like before, y squared times x squared plus y. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to tidy that up a bit. That is the right answer, but we are going to want to simplify that a little bit probably. So we're going to have a, expanding this bracket, we'll have x to the power of 5. Sorry, this is not very neat. A, x to the power of 5, and then plus x cubed y. All right, we're just expanding the bracket, ignoring the a. That's how you expand that bracket. And then multiplied by b, we're going to expand this bracket too. Y squared x squared plus y cubed. All right, and that's just come from expanding that bracket.